Hard to make time to go live, man. So let's see who pops up on here. Let's see who pops up on here. There we go. Now I can see. So much going on in the boxing world. I said, if I'm going to go walk, I might as well go live. Let me see something here. If I can't do that. Whatever. Can I get off of this thing? Enough of that. See if anybody types something. While we getting a little road work in. See, somebody jumped on. Not sure who it is. But it's all good. Who's that? What's going on, man? Yeah, I decided to go live. I'm doing my walk. Hard during the day, man. To go live, man, when you're dealing with 4 kids. But I want to talk about this boxing, man, with everything going on with Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, crap going on out with the heavyweight division, Eddie Hearn, the money drying up. It's crazy. You're looking at Adrian Broner coming out complaining, Deontay Wilder complaining, Spence and Crawford making you wonder if they should have took that. I still wonder where the hell that money was coming from Terrence Crawford, but I think Warren Buffett was putting that money up. It just makes you think, man. You know, boxing's corrupt. A lot of crap going on out there in the sport. All this money was in the sport of boxing. All of these top fighters were happy, getting paid good money. Now nobody's happy. Everybody worried about money. What the hell happened to the money? See, that's my concern. Where'd the money go? I understand illegal streaming. I understand the fire sticks. I'm not saying I have one, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Tyson Fury don't want to fight Usyk. Man went to Saudi Arabia. What's up, brother? Yeah, Buffett, yeah. I don't know. That's why I said I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Makes you wonder where the hell 50 million was coming from. Not just 50 million. 25 million guarantee for Crawford, 25 million guarantee for Spence. I mean, you gotta have some boxing experience to want to get involved with the sport, especially to put up that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell gonna put up 25 million a piece, 50 million, and be like, oh, well, I'm taking all the risk, but I don't want you to know who I am. Exactly. So that's why when I did those videos on it, I said, maybe Kinahan's involved. And a lot of times I'll be serious as a heart attack, but you know, I'll joke too. And man, people be shredding me. I'm like, y'all can think what you want. You know, 50 million doesn't, for a guy like Terrence Crawford. Crawford out here struggling with Bob when he was with Bob Arum. He can't even make back the guarantees that Bob was giving him. Bob said he was hemorrhaging money. Bob said he could have bought a house in Calabasas based on the kind of money he was giving Crawford, right? Then all of a sudden Crawford, which I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, I really do. But damn, Crawford all of a sudden could come up with 50 million? Nobody else in the sport of boxing can do that? Unless you go to Saudi Arabia, that's a whole nother ball. And let me tell you something. That's like stirring up a hornet's nest if we want to talk about Saudi Arabia. Okay? Let's just be real about that. Absolutely. We talk about Kinahan. We talk about Crawford. Some guy, the Crawford defense fans, like, I'm surprised they haven't started biting each other. You know what I mean? Like, them guys, man, they be tripping shit. But this Saudi Arabia stuff, let me tell you something. I understand what's going on with the tourism industry, the minister of tourism. And I know what he wants to do for Saudi Arabia. As Warren Buffett, not a close friend, but yeah, Bud has Warren on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has Warren Buffett's number. Had a man on speed dial. That's like somebody having Barack Obama on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? But Saudi Arabia, they want so bad for people in the Western world to come over there. And they know, I did a video on this, I think like 3 years ago, when on my first YouTube channel, for YouTube disbanded it, but whatever. But because the generation, right, that older generation, they're falling off now. The older generation's falling off. It's a younger generation coming up. That younger generation, they don't want to sit there and watch everyone else in the world get to live and be free. So these guys who are in those positions of power in the Middle East, in particular Saudi Arabia, they figure that they can connect their younger audience and their country with the international audience through sports. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Is the government of Saudi Arabia, do we think there's any corruption out there? We think, has there ever been a history where there may be just a little bit of corruption? I never featured Bud on the Milk Global page. But just, right. But in Saudi Arabia, have they been known for just maybe a little bit of corruption in the last 10, 15, 20 years? And now you look, and now they want to have their country viewed in a more positive and more favorable aspect, right? Yeah, they got money, but you can't make me believe that it's just the Saudis who are sitting there and they're powwowing around and they're like, you know what? I think we're going to sit here and pump 40, 50, 100 million, 120 million into boxing, unless they have someone there to kind of advise them. Someone there, maybe a Kinahan, maybe it's not a Kinahan, but someone there who can say, these are the moves we need to make. These are the people who we need to be working with. Now, this is me just thinking out loud. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know this to be a fact. But what I do know, Saudi Arabia, I lived in Saudi Arabia for a while, and I had a good experience. But I remember those briefings. But I know a couple of years ago, someone from the U.S. went over there. Remember what his position was. Anyway, they tortured and killed him. Even years before that, known for corruption. You see, when it comes to money, and the more they can get people out, especially in that international community, to view them, and I don't want to offend anyone, but to view them as normal, to view them as decent people, the more there's a chance for more money to pour into the country. Now, Deontay Wilder, he wants to come over to Saudi and fight. He wants to go to Africa and fight. But you know what? There's a reason why he can't do that. There's a reason why a lot of the fighters stateside, they can't go over to those places and fight. It has a lot to do with those business relationships. You think Al Heyman is going to let any of his fighters go over to Saudi Arabia? Come on, man. Al Heyman, when it came to Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, that first part of the negotiation, a lot of that was Al Heyman trying to put a sanity check on Terrence Crawford and to make sure he didn't have any relationship or any association with that Kinahan cartel. He wanted to make sure, Al Heyman wanted to make sure there was no way in the world that Bud could benefit. I mean, not Bud could benefit, the Kinahans could benefit anyway financially if Bud Crawford and Earl Spence were to fight. But the thing about it, and I like the Al from what I'm seeing, right? Seems like he's trying to do straight business. But I think they're all crooked. If you ask me, I think they're all crooked. But there's levels to crookedness. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn may be on a whole nother level. We know Eddie Hearn will do anything. You look at what the whole crap was kind of been. It doesn't matter what you thought about Eddie Hearn before, what you think about him now, if you see him in a positive light. You got to be real. If Eddie Hearn didn't prove to the world that if he can get away with some stuff, that he'll try it, if that didn't convince you, then God bless you, man. You're delusional. But now you look, that same Eddie Hearn, right? Where Wilder can't get out there to the UK. Most of them PBC fighters, they're not doing it. You got Harrison's going over to fight in Australia, right? Jermell was supposed to be going over. No, they fighting stateside, but he had the issue. But there may be some instances where you see a fighter go overseas, but that's Saudi Arabia. That's locked down. That's where the money is. You look, Conor Benn supposed to be going over there. That deal is really being worked. Conor Benn and Pacquiao. Now Pacquiao can do what he wants. He's not tied to anybody. Pacquiao out here chilling, man. But you're telling me that Eddie Hearn, he got a clean nose, and as a result, Eddie Hearn with that clean nose, people just like him. You telling me people like Eddie Hearn so much? Pacquiao should retire. Yeah, hell yeah, Pacquiao should retire. But this is my question for you all, right? Because I'm just having a conversation. But you're telling me that people in the international community love Eddie Hearn so much that Eddie Hearn can just go to Saudi and make fights, go to Abu Dhabi and make fights, go to Dubai and make fights, go to Australia and make fights and get contracts out there with the what was that? They got an agency out there. He went. I think it's a tourism and something industry. But anyway, he goes out there, agriculture and tourism. But I can't remember what it was I read. But Eddie Hearn goes out there and he can just go out there and put contracts in place to where he can now host events. Now I get it with Matchroom. Well, they got snooker, they got darts. Shit, they may have ping pong. But they're out there doing boxing events all over. And then you just look at the video I did last night. And again, we're just having a conversation. I don't have any proof. But you find out the damn Kinahans, we're thinking they're just out there in Ireland, got some influence in the States, and then they're hiding out in Dubai. Those people in Zimbabwe and Africa, huge transatlantic shipments of drugs and stuff. These guys got a serious billion-dollar operation going on. And you're telling me that just because some heat got put on them, that they're just done with boxing? Come on. Eddie Hearn spoke highly of Kinahan. I'm not saying there's any relationship there, but I'm telling you, he spoke highly of Kinahan. That's a fact. Go back a couple years. You guys remember that guy? The guy who always had the camera, Kugan Cassius, right? He was everywhere. You don't see him no more, do you? He went into hiding. And he was just the guy with the camera. I remember an interview with Eddie Hearn and him, and Eddie Hearn talking about, wow, Kugan, the last couple of years, you've really come along. And talking about the kind of money Kugan was making. And they were kind of laughing. And I didn't think much about that conversation at the time. I just said, wow, why is Eddie Hearn kind of foot stomping the fact that Kugan seemed to have come across a lot of money? But I know those guys do a lot of work. You know, the Radio Rahims, Marcos Viegas, you know, all those guys who bring us the videos. But then you looked at, even he can't come to the States anymore. So what I'm getting at is, you just don't know what's going on out here with these guys when it comes to boxing, right? With corruption. But on a whole nother note, Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga to me is cashing out. I don't think Edgar Berlanga believes in himself. Let me see what we got here. I don't think he believes in himself that he can go and beat anybody at the elite from 160 to 175. I just don't see it. Let me see this. You know, I never featured Bud. Now Jake Paul is fighting Tommy Fury, not in the States. Absolutely. You got Jake Paul out here fighting in Saudi. But Berlanga's cashing himself out, man. That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to get this damn Canelo payday. But I'm telling you right now, Edgar Berlanga, he will not fight Canelo. Eddie Hearn is using Edgar Berlanga, which is what he should do, just like he did Charles Martin, right? He's using him for his own benefit and for his own fighters' benefits. Don't get me wrong, he's going to pay Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga is going to get money. He's going to make a lot of money over there. And that's ultimately what it's all about. A boxer, look, man, their life, the career of a boxer is short. So if you can get in 3-4 years, make 20, 25 million, job well done. But Edgar Berlanga knows he can't beat the elite at 168. Just look at Anthony Dirrell. Caleb Plant just fought Dirrell and knocked him out. You telling me that Edgar Berlanga could beat him? You telling me Edgar Berlanga could beat Demetrius Andrade? Come on, man. Let's not even think about it. Forget that. You think Edgar Berlanga could beat Jaime Munguia? That's a real question. We all know Munguia. You hear these guys talk about people being in a protection program, right? Which I think is funny. But I no kidding believe Edgar Berlanga is in a damn protection program. Oscar De La Hoya can't afford to have things go wrong with Munguia like things went wrong with that guy Zurdo Ramirez. But Edgar Berlanga, throw him in there with Zurdo Ramirez. See what happens. I don't think he beats him. But Eddie Hearn said something today that I thought was very interesting. Very interesting. This is why I say Eddie Hearn is using that guy. He said, Edgar Berlanga, we're not just, so see, he signed him, right? And this is what just really pisses me off, man. It just, because you get these young guys, Eddie Hearn is such a good talker, right? It's like somebody trying to sell you a house. They're going to tell you what they want, tell you how your kids are beautiful. Oh, we like your car. Oh, you guys are intelligent people. You're pursuing the American dream. But once you sign that contract and they got you locked in, all that nice stuff goes out the window. They don't care. They got what they want. And it's the same thing with Eddie Hearn and Berlanga. Now that he's got him, all this talk about, yeah, we're going to get him the Canelo fight, all that stopped. I don't know if y'all heard what he said. He said, in order for Edgar Berlanga to get the fight, he's got to prove himself, which means he's got to win. We're not just going to give it to him. And I thought that was wrong, man. I thought that was wrong. Because you look at the way things were being reported as Edgar Berlanga got a multi-fight deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, and the Canelo fight was part of the contract. And I remember when I read that, I said, man, that doesn't sound right. We know Canelo, although Eddie Hearn got him out there about to fight this guy, John Ryder, which is a damn joke. But Eddie Hearn and Canelo's not just going to fight anybody. But I do think the Puerto Rico-Mexico thing, that's a good matchup. It is. But I just feel bad for Berlanga because he went in it thinking, you know what? Part of this contract, At some point, I'm gonna make that 20 million, hit the jackpot 10, 15 million. Like those are really his intentions. And I think he really wants to just cash himself out because he doesn't want to sit here and go through what he went through over there on Top Rank, and actually by just being embarrassed and feeling ashamed because he struggled with some fighters who he shouldn't have struggled with. You can't just sit there and block punches with your face. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't block punches with your face. And that's what Edgar Berlanga does. When he gets frustrated, you remember Zab Judah used to be the same way. He would get mad, and then all of his professionalism would just fly out the ring. And he would just start coming towards the fighter, trying to bang him out of there. And Berlanga, he showed that he has those same kind of qualities, which aren't good. They're not good at all. But I just don't see him getting to Canelo because they got a guy over there. Yeah, the fighting was terrible. Sportsmanship, absolutely. They got a guy over there on Matchroom. They got a guy over there on Matchroom. Frustrated, yeah, he was frustrated. Let me tell you, they got a guy over there on Matchroom, Diego Pacheco. Let me tell you, he's training with David Benavidez Sr. And this is what people aren't paying attention to, man. Because as soon as I saw that Berlanga was going over there to Matchroom, I said, let me see what 168 pounders Eddie Hearn has for Berlanga. Because he's not just going to pick up Berlanga to take Berlanga and have Berlanga go and fight David Benavidez and Caleb Plant and PBC fighters. You guys know that's not how boxing works. You guys know that. These promoters, they're going to try to make fights in-house. But when I took a look, I said, uh-oh, Edgar Berlanga's about to lose. They got a 6'4", 6'5", 79, 80-inch reach young fighter named Diego Pacheco. He's fighting out of the Benavidez camp. He's good. Matter of fact, he's fighting on. I think he's fighting very soon, but his name is Diego Pacheco. I just did a video about him like 2 days ago. So if you want to go take a look at the video, go ahead. But they're gonna put him in with that guy, and that's when Edgar Berlanga is gonna lose. I'm telling you, they're gonna put him in with that guy, and Edgar Berlanga is gonna lose. And that's how I see it. I just think Eddie Hearn, if he gets past the test, Eddie Hearn may look to put him in there with another big time 168 pounder, but over there from the UK. But the UK fighters, they can fight, man. You see? Okay. Can Wilder make the jump to very successful Matchroom? Yeah, I think Wilder needs to do something. I think Wilder can make the jump. There's a lot of pride involved, man. But Berlanga, I just don't think he's gonna ever get to Canelo. But when it comes to Deontay Wilder, you look at everything going on right now. You got Malik Scott. I think Malik Scott is behind a lot of the decisions and a lot of those sound bites coming out about Deontay Wilder. Ever since Malik Scott has become involved with Deontay Wilder, which I still don't think he should have got rid of Mark Breland, but who knows what all happened with all that crap. But ever since Malik Scott's gotten involved over there, it seems that Deontay Wilder, their approach to everything is a little bit different. But I'm gonna tell you what, they got the wake-up call when they fought Helenius. See, Deontay Wilder came back talking about, I'm back for my people. Remember they gave him the trophy? He had all these people on social media. Champ, come back. Champ, we need you. Let me tell you something. 300 people saying they need you back. That's not the whole world. So Deontay Wilder said he's a king. His people need him. So he's coming back for his people because he's inspired the entire world. Now, that's what Deontay Wilder said. You know, he's the king. He's coming back for his people. He's inspired the entire world. And I'll give him credit. What Deontay Wilder did standing up to Fury especially in that third fight, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm 47. I still feel like I could get busy. But you hit me in my head like that. I don't know. I probably would have been this boxing, but I would have been tapping my ass up. Can't just keep getting hit like that. You know what I'm saying? But you look now, he got the wake up call with Helenius. Deontay Wilder came back, okay, maybe for his people, but he sure as hell came back for some money too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm serious, man. Deontay Wilder came back for some money too. You can't tell me Deontay Wilder didn't come back thinking he's going to keep getting those. Bob Arum just said that the WBO mandate Lopez, Josh Taylor. What a crock. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that about Taylor and Lopez. That has duck sauce on the fried rice written all over it from Teofimo and his team. But I'm gonna talk about that right after this. But Deontay Wilder came back for money. He got the wake-up call. There's no 30, 40 million out there for Deontay Wilder. There's no 20 million for him. There's not even 15 or 10 million for him. He fought Helenius. They hit him with, they sat there and sold him like the video I did about fighters being paid on the curb. Hey, look, we'll give you this low guarantee. Maybe 500,000, 1 million, 1.5, right? If that, something super low. These fighters are like cool because then they're like, and we'll give you 50% of pay-per-view or 60% of pay-per-view. And they say, we figure your numbers, you look at what Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury did, they did pretty good numbers. I think like, I don't want to lie. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think they did more than 300,000, right? But don't rate me against the codes. I'm not in front of my computer to give you the accurate number. But what I'm saying is, the English fighters are very popular. So Wilder could make some serious corn with White AJ. Hell yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was about to get into before I get to Lopez and Taylor. Wilder got the wake-up call. So now you look at this, reportedly 77,000 pay-per-view buys. Hey man, that's joke money. So Wilder with that Helenius fight, my understanding, you know, there's so much crap that gets reported, right? Is Wilder didn't even make $4 million. I don't even think he made $4 million for that fight. That's horrible. It's still a lot of money, right? But that's horrible when you look at what heavyweights are getting paid. You look at what AJ's getting paid. Fury over there killing it. So that's we're gonna go ahead and segue into the UK fighters. That's why it boils down to having the right dance partner. And at this time, a big time heavyweight fighting another big time heavyweight, the money's not there. You gotta go to the UK. Deontay Wilder fighting Dillian White is the biggest fight outside of Wilder and AJ. I think that's bigger than Wilder and Fury. Who wants to see who wants to see Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury 4? I mean, come on, man. I like Deontay Wilder, I like Fury, but Deontay Wilder needs to stay away from Tyson Fury. I did a video about that whole Tyson Fury situation. I think something stinks, but it is what it is. But Wilder, the type of damage he took, he needs to stay away from Fury. Fury's just too big, man. He got the height, he's got the reach. He fouls a lot. The referees let him get away with that. It's crazy. The Saudis like AJ, what money is offered by the Saudis cannot be made a reality. That's right. But Deontay Wilder and Dillian White, that's the fight to make. Man, I'm telling you. You know, what's the biggest stadium in the UK? Wembley? Man, they would sell out those 100,000 seats. That is where Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott should go. They shouldn't be trying to get to Usyk, circumvent the system, and somehow squeeze into a fight with Usyk because Usyk and Tyson Fury are acting their shoe size. Because Tyson Fury wants first of all, the fool went to Saudi and asked for 500 million. That didn't work out so well. Even Kinahan said, I'm not giving you that money, Tyson. Then he comes back, supposed to be fighting in the UK. Tyson Fury still wants like a 70-30 split. That's a lot of money, man. Usyk has 5 belts. 3 matter. The other 2 don't matter, right? When it comes for undisputed. You telling me Tyson Fury sees himself as a global superstar, right? You know, him and Edgar Berlanga got a little bit of that in him too. He sees himself as a superstar. But damn, Tyson Fury, you're going to come out here and put pressure on Usyk for that man to take 30% of the purse? Now, to that, I gotta say, hold your horses. Don't take it to the stupid. That's crazy. But we'll see what happens. But Deontay Wilder, him and Dillian White, that's the fight to make. An absolutely great fight to make. Boxing in America is bad. Bad way having to go into the UK for money. Yeah. Well, it is what it is, man. You know, that's something that we talked about for a while. I'm gonna get on this Lopez and Taylor here in a second. It just the support's not, but it also is. The United States is so damn big. I'm not saying the UK is not big, but you just get. I think the people support the athletes a lot more. And the United States is such a diverse place. Well, Wilder had to pay tax on fights overseas if he's gonna. I think it depends on there's certain places overseas where you don't have to pay taxes. I know in Puerto Rico you don't pay taxes, but I don't know what the rules are on him being the American fighter going over there to fight. I still think that he may end up having to pay some taxes. But as far as the states, it's the pros of being here stateside is it's such a diverse place. People from all cultures, all walks of life. The cons to being in the states is it's such a diverse place with people from all cultures and walks of life. So sometimes you just don't see the support for the fighters. You can fit in the UK and California and still have room. Right, there you go. But that's one of the problems here in the States, is sometimes you just don't see these fighters getting the support they need. That whole thing about being the patriotism and stuff like that. You just don't really see it that much. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but for example, I'm gonna get on Taylor and Lopez. Look at Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields should be a gazillionaire with everything that she's done in the Olympics, everything she's doing as a female boxer. You know what I mean? But she should like hit nickel and diamond to get $1 million payday. Okay, so Josh Taylor and Lopez. Y'all, listen. First of all, Teofimo Lopez, they need to bring Joey Gamache back in the corner. Joey Gamache, like, if you guys, let's timetable this, right? Teofimo Lopez, remember when he fought Richard Commey? He looked outstanding, knocked him out, right? The fight before that, he knocked out somebody else. It was during that Heisman weekend. Looked amazing. The fix is in. Yeah, absolutely. So you see, Teofimo Lopez looked good against the fighter before Commey. He looked outstanding against Commey. He looked outstanding against Lomachenko. And Lomachenko started to pick up the pace, said he was injured or whatever at the end of the fight. But every time Lomachenko hit Teofimo, especially in those later rounds, and he caught him with some shots, Teofimo fired back. He didn't allow Lomachenko to take control of the fight. Now, him going into the fight with Kambosos, he's feeling good. Even me, I'm like, man, he's going to obliterate this Australian guy. Because I saw Kambosos fought Mickey Bay or whoever. Yeah, he won, but nothing special, no bells and whistles. Goes in there now, Lopez fights Kambosos. We saw what happened. The knockdown, and just basically got beat down the whole fight. He had a little rally at the end, but he got beat down the whole fight. And I remember thinking, damn, what happened to this guy? So they come out and say he had a condition with his heart, right? I'm like, okay, maybe he was sick. Maybe it's the fact that his father didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Just telling him, go out there and kick his F and A. Go kick his F and A. Not good directions. So he comes back, fighting at 140 now, has his first fight. Can't get the knockout, doesn't look spectacular, right? Looked to me like he was struggling a little bit in that fight. I remember thinking, man, what happened to him? Then he has the second fight he just had against, I think the fighter's from Argentina, right? I don't want to say the wrong name. I'm talking about boxing so much I forget some of these guys' names. But he struggled with that fight as well. Don't get me wrong, he won. But he just didn't look great. And I remember saying, man, something's wrong here with Teofimo Lopez. And then we were talking, and somebody in the chat was like, hey, with Teofimo Lopez, they don't have Gamache in the corner anymore. And I was like, that's what it is. Because I remember, after he said that, I'm going to do my research. I was like, that's right. I remember seeing Gamache in the corner because Gamache trained Otto Wallen. That's why Otto Wallen beat Tyson Fury. They robbed him, but it is what it is. And I said, that's why Teofimo is looking less than stellar in the ring because they didn't get rid of him. What happened is when for the Kambosos fight, Top Rank didn't win the purse bid. Triller won the purse bid. And then as a result, there's certain money that's afforded to the fighter, certain allowance for you to set up your training camp and pay your trainers and stuff like that. So what happened is they didn't have that allowance, so they didn't want to pay Gamache. Otherwise, they would have had to pay out of pocket. Being greedy, figured they could do it on their own. So anyway, they parted ways. You know, it was a respectful parting of ways. No anger, no resentment. And then you look at what's happened. Teofimo just looked, in my opinion, he looked like as far as skill set and everything, it looked to me like he's deteriorating. And that's why I apologize for the wind. I'm about to turn this way so you don't hear so much wind. That's why a lot of people say dad. I don't think he should leave his dad. Never leave your father. Never leave your father. Shea Mosley left his dad. I know he regrets that. Yeah, he brought his dad back. Never leave your dad unless you like Roy Jones, where your dad come and shooting your damn dogs and sawed-off shotgun out there. Like, that's a little problematic. But Teofimo, no, keep your dad there, but bring Gamache back. Gamache is the reason why he's had, to me, the success. Don't get me wrong, his dad trained him as an amateur. His dad has a lot to do with Teofimo being a really good boxer. But I think when you have a guy like Gamache, over 50-something wins, less than 5 losses, 2 times a world champion, when you have somebody like that on your team with those set of eyes, that's a win-win. So I don't see what the problem is walking through a school now. You know, bring the man back on the team. But I'm telling you, Teofimo Lopez, he's not beating Josh Taylor. He's not beating Regis Prograis. They ducked Regis. I understand fighting Josh Taylor like we just talked about. There's more money in the UK. He's Scottish, but you know, fighting out in the UK. Got to go get the money. Nothing wrong with that. Go get the money. But he sure as hell ducked Regis. He had an opportunity to fight for the most prestigious belt in boxing, that WBC title, and you pass on that to go say, okay, we're chasing after Taylor. Let me tell you something. Stylistically, I think they both beat him. I think Taylor's a worse matchup for Teofimo. Maybe they're counting on Taylor being injured because he has some issue with his plantar fascia, with his feet. Maybe they feel that, hey, we'll catch him while he's there's not a clean break there, but it's still somewhat of a fracture as far as his overall conditioning when he comes into the ring. And maybe they're feeling that they can capitalize. But I'm telling you right now, if they don't bring somebody from the outside in to help Teofimo, I think he's going to get embarrassed. I think he's going to get beat down. He has his orbital bones and those bones right above his eyebrow, they protrude. His cheekbones are high cheekbones. They protrude. A guy like Taylor has the reach, speed, pinpoint accuracy, and he has some pop. A guy like that, if he fights with intelligence, which he does most of the time, he's going to sit there and have a field day with Teofimo Lopez. I just don't think I think they're rushing him. Teofimo Lopez like Edgar Berlanga. Someone's got to be real with those guys and say, look, I mean, shit, who do you think's the most delusional? Edgar Berlanga or Teofimo Lopez? They both think they're superstars. They both feel that they're the cash cows. They feel that they're the best pound for pound in boxing. I personally think Teofimo Lopez is the most delusional. Edgar Berlanga running in a close second. But I think the wake-up call is coming to Teofimo Lopez sooner than Berlanga because Teofimo about to get in there and fight Taylor. So, yeah, I saw that. I'm not sure what Bob Arum's trying to do. Maybe Bob Arum is a little nefarious because if you remember, Teofimo Lopez and his dad, they didn't have anything good to say about Bob Arum when Triller picked up their fight, because Triller picked up the fight for a couple million more than what Bob Arum was offering. And when all that, the dust settled, Triller had their issues, and they ended up having to fight over there go back to Top Rank. They wanted to be nice again. So maybe Bob Arum is like, you know what? I'm going to deal with you guys my way. I'm going to put you in with this killer. Same thing with Devin Haney. Now, what do y'all think about O'Shaquie Foster? Did y'all see that guy O'Shaquie Foster fight this weekend? Didn't he look like a young Mayweather? Let me tell you, I'm high on that guy, man. O'Shaquie Foster is a problem. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen anybody fight like that in a long time. A long time. And it's not just the way he was performing. It's the opponent that he was able to do it against. Ray Vargas can fight, man. He can fight. I've been watching Ray Vargas for a long time. That fella is really, really good. But man, I was watching that, my mind was blown. I was like, damn, who is it? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know much about him. I guess I took it to the stupid on that. But to see what he did to Ray Vargas, leading with the hook, catching all the shots, his defense, shoulder rolling everything, straight right hand, using everything he did. I was watching that like, damn, this man like a young Floyd Mayweather. Absolutely amazing. I tell you what, him fighting at 130, Ray couldn't do. Nah, man, you're absolutely correct. Let me tell you, man, I had fallen asleep on the Barrios fight, and my son came in. He woke me up, and it was like 20 seconds into the Foster Vargas fight, and I remember thinking, man, I'm not gonna watch this. I was tired, but I still, boxing's in our blood. Who is Anderson with? Who do they match him up with now? He's in the mix. Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson's with Top Rank, but he's gonna get his opportunity. But I remember watching that guy Foster after that first round, and I woke up and I was watching the fight. And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't believe what I seen. I said, he's gonna get tired. He's got to. And man, he just got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. But I like to see what O'Shaquie Foster's gonna do. He's at 130. Man can go to 135, maybe able to go to 140. But he's a problem. Frank Martin over there with Earl Spence, he's a problem. Shakur Stevenson, we all know he's a problem. Devin Haney, he needs to move his ass up. Devin Haney, I think he keep hanging around at 135. I think Devin Haney gets hurt. You just can't sit there and kill your body like that. I think Devin Haney needs to move up. But that 130 to 140 pound range, those weight classes, they have some really good fighters, man. But hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I don't think y'all knew this. Did you guys know, with Adrian Broner coming back, that there are a lot of rumors, and there's some people say there's evidence that Marcos Maidana cheated in that fight? Did you guys know that? I found that out this morning. Now I heard there was some foul play going on in the corner during the fight, but I watched the fight, right? Of course, we've all watched it, and I just said Adrian Broner got beat. But they start peeling the layers back, and they're like, hold on. Nah, he didn't just get beat. Marcos Maidana cheated. He was on pads. And I said, oh, here we go with this again. So I went out there, of course, did my due diligence. I said, let me see what the hell they're talking about with Adrian Broner and Maidana. And then that's when I realized during that time, that guy, man, that strength and conditioning coach / nutritionist / idiot, Ariza. He used to be over there with Freddie Roach training Pacquiao, right? Ariza, right? He used to be over there with Freddie Roach training Pacquiao. I'm going to tell you, Ariza, Victor Conte, and Heredia, they're all bad medicine. Those guys were known for being drug chiefs. Those guys understand how to put the drugs together to increase the performance of athletes. They understand what's legal, what's not legal, okay? They know how to mask it. They understand the cycles. So when I put it to you like that, and to find out that they brought Alex Ariza in for that Broner Maidana fight, and you look at how Maidana fought the way he did, as hard as he did, and was able to hurt Broner the way he was able to hurt him. Don't get me wrong. Maidana can hit. I'm not trying to downplay Maidana, his power. But let's be real. Let's be real, okay? We're going to see how much y'all know boxing right now. I'm going to go Roger Mayweather on you. Y'all remember when Louis Resto, that's the guy that did the documentary on, that had the pattern taken out of his gloves with Billy Collins, right? I'm going to tie that into this thing about Broner and Maidana. Watch this. The man was falling off. They said his career was over, right? And then all of a sudden, they get this guy Panama Lewis in his corner. And he brings him back to life, brings him back from the dead through illegal padding, illegal substances, stuff in the black debacle, right? And then he goes and starts knocking people out, getting all these wins, stamina out of this world, stuff he didn't have. Now, listen to this. When you look at that, right, remember, Louis Resto, his career was over. He had fallen off. You look at Marcos Maidana. At the time he came to Robert Garcia, he wasn't winning. He was depressed. What's his name? The boy out of St. Louis, Devon. Hell is his name, man? Got that weird shaped head, man. Got hooked up on all them damn medication. Devon Alexander. Devon Alexander beat Maidana down. He beat Maidana down. Sent that man into depression. That man was ready to quit. Then Maidana's team, somehow, they hooked him up over there with Robert Garcia, right? All of a sudden, he comes back with Robert Garcia. They throw him in there with Josecito Lopez. Don't get me wrong, Maidana, he's still hurt because Josecito Lopez banged him up pretty good. But then, boom, knocks him out. VADA and other anti-doping organizations need to ensure that testing doesn't allow for cheating. Yeah, they need to figure it out because those guys know the loopholes. But look at where I'm tying this in. So Maidana comes back underneath Robert Garcia, Alex Ariza, and all of a sudden he has stamina out of this world. He's knocking people out. He's getting back on top. And then he goes into the fight with Adrian Broner, and look at what he did. Now, I don't have any proof, but I'm a common sense man. And I believe, because Robert Garcia would cheat. Y'all remember when Maidana was fighting Floyd, he was telling him something about Sucio. He's dirty or something. Fight him dirty, be dirty. When you got a trainer like that with that mentality, and you got a strength and conditioning / nutrition coach in your corner who's all about that, cheating, and getting an advantage, an unfair advantage, you can't tell me they didn't cheat Adrian Broner. And what's sad about it is they messed Broner up so bad, so the man's scared to let his hands go. Now, for those of you saying, nah, not Alex Ariza. No, yes, Alex Ariza. He's a cheat. When he was with Pacquiao for all those years, you guys know you used to hear the rumors about Pacquiao being on some kind of substance, right? Remember, Pacquiao was knocking people out left and right. Then all of a sudden, the knockout stopped. That's right around the time when Ariza left the camp. Also, you look at Juan Manuel Marcos, my man Marquez, Juan Manuel Marquez. This man couldn't knock Pacquiao down to save his life. Bring Heredia. Remember, it's Conti, Ariza, and Heredia. Those are the three here stateside that understand PEDS, understands how to beat the system. I would like to think Conti and Heredia won't get themselves mixed up with no more BS. But I got something else to tell y'all once I finish with this thought. All of a sudden, for the damn Pacquiao fight, they bring Heredia into the corner. And Heredia, we saw what he did to Pacquiao in that first fight, man. I mean, that was a vicious knockout. So now let's move beyond that. You say, man, why are you talking about this stuff? Well, because Adrian Broner has a fight coming up. And I just think it's an uphill battle for him mentally because of Marcos Maidana, in my opinion, being on an uneven playing field. And just going into that fight and just what he did to Broner. But Broner's tough. He pushed through it. But now you get to see Victor Conti versus Heredia. Because Conti and Heredia used to be Conti's apprentice. They both got in trouble for giving illegal substances to athletes. But now Caleb Plant, He has Conti with all the snack products and everything. He has Conti in his corner. And then David Benavidez, for this fight, just like when Marquez fought Pacquiao in that fourth fight, he decided to go out and get somebody. David Benavidez, they decided to go get Heredia. So now what you got, in my opinion, it's not even about Plant and Benavidez. It's about Conti versus Heredia. That's what I'm going to be paying attention to. And I'm going to tell you right now, you ask me who I think is going to win between Plant and Benavidez, I'm rooting for Plant. It's because I don't like that crap they said about his. He shouldn't have said anything about his situation, especially surrounding that little baby. You know what I'm saying? Children are innocent, man. We don't talk about children, especially deceased children. Doesn't matter what your intentions are. Just shut up. But that is exactly what I'm looking at. But if David Benavidez, who normally has a super soft looking body, right? David Benavidez, he's not looking like the guy who's getting ready to throw on some volleyball shorts and go to the beach with baby oil on his body. You know what I'm saying? He's not out there looking like he's ready to go to Hollywood. There's no better testing than Pat Bennett versus Benavidez. What's up? What's going on, Chinchilla? Doing all right. No, I do believe there's some beta testing for Plant and Benavidez. I don't know, it's beta testing, but I think there's some kind of testing in place. I saw a video where I think they said someone came by and they did some testing. I think that was Jose Benavidez Sr., David Benavidez's dad saying that. But what I'm going to tell you is, if David Benavidez comes into this fight, remember Juan Manuel Marquez, he never looked ripped. Juan Manuel Marquez never looked like he was ready to throw on a Speedo and go to the beach and try to kill the ladies. Never. For that fourth Pacquiao fight, this man had no fat on him. He had striations everywhere. This man's lats, his damn traps, his triceps. I mean, he was looking like a bodybuilder. Let me tell you something. You don't all of a sudden get that kind of physique in such a short period of time. Did you see Tank plead guilty, getting sentenced in May? Oh, let me finish this thought. I didn't see that. But if David Benavidez comes in there and he's looking ripped, he's got a 6 or 8 pack, and he's got all kind of muscles in his butt, triceps and shoulders and chest, and you can't tell me foul play didn't take place. And I understand supplements and all that, man. I used to box. I used to lift a lot of weights. Shit, in my prime, I was repping 385 for 2 reps. That's back in the day. That's why I'm hurt now. Never lift heavy weight, people. It's not worth it. But all I'm saying is, that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. And Caleb Plant needs to be, him and his team, both teams need to be really paying attention to it. But that guy Heredia, I don't know. If they don't have better, there's supposed to be some kind of testing. I could have sworn Jose Benavidez Sr. said there was some kind of testing in place and they already had some of the testing done. But if there's no testing in place, well, that's a foul. That's bad medicine, you know what I'm saying? Bad medicine. Yeah, I hope he gets some time, as this is a habit with him. Absolutely. Now, as far as Tank Davis, I didn't know he pled guilty. I didn't see that this morning, man. You know, when I get up in the morning, I'm up about 5:30, getting the stuff ready for my 4 boys, man. My wife's a nurse, so she worked some crazy hours. And then I get the boys off to school. And then when I come back, I may do 1 or 2 videos. Or depending on how much sleep I got, man, I may lay back down. Then I go do my walk. I go lift a little weights and then go pick them up. But with Tank Davis, look, he's guilty, man. You know, that's why he pleaded guilty. If people out here thinking that we can't sit here and comment on him. Look, he messed up, man. You know, it is what it is. This isn't me wishing bad on him. Look, out there driving, you know, suspended license. You know, hit those people, man. That girl was in the car asking for help. It's just a bad situation. She said he looked her in the eyes and walked off. The car was smoking. She was pregnant. I think that's what really got him. Probably ends up doing 2 weeks in the can and goes in house arrest. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. You know, we talk about boxing and corruption. There's corruption everywhere. But for him to go in there and plead guilty, I think I don't think I know for a fact that his lawyer, his lawyer, they already know the direction the judge is going to go. They've already come at him and said, "Look, this is kind of what we're looking at," and that's why they go in there on the same sheet of music and with a plan. So he already knows his fate. But yeah, I think he's definitely gonna get some time, man. Because my thing is, I don't know why the young lady just didn't take the money. No doubt, yeah. I don't know why the young lady just didn't take the money. She survived. I understand there's some trauma, but if it was me, I'd be pissed off. If it was, I don't have a daughter. I have 4 sons, but if I had a daughter, happened to be pregnant, and that crap happened, I'd be like, I'd have to take a deep breath, blow it out, and just say, look, you know what? You're here. You survived. It sucks what happened, but let's really hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the pocket. That's what I would have done. I would have tried to get as much money out of that clown as possible, man. That's just me. I mean, we want to go to the court and prove a point, put him in jail. I mean, I don't think that really teaches Tank a lesson. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it really teaches him a lesson. But at the same time, maybe that's what's needed. But it's just bad, man. Bad, bad, bad. Tank and Ryan Garcia. I think this plays to Ryan Garcia. But then again, who knows what the hell's going on with Ryan Garcia? It's just all bad, man. Hate to see these guys. And we were all young once. I'm not saying I did nothing like that. But I dodged a few bullets, man. I got away with some stuff. But stuff like that, I don't know, man. My heart ain't made up like that, you know. If I hear somebody screaming for help, I don't know. It does something to my energy, man. You know, she can still chase him for money. She take the chance and gets more than he's off. Yeah, I know that. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and use the wrong terminology, but I think it's a civil case or something. But I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. But I know she could still put some pressure on him. But at the end of the day, good lesson learned from him, for him. Hopefully he wakes up. Tank has 2 beautiful daughters, man. You don't need to be going to jail. You don't need to do that. Get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I'm almost back to the house. About an hour. Anything y'all want to talk about before I jump off? Appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. I didn't schedule this live. I just went live because I haven't gone in a while. I said I enjoy talking to you guys. Wood versus Lara. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of like Wood, but Lara. That's just. I think it's one of those fights where you always hear me say this, man. The best fighter doesn't win. The boxer who fights the best. I honestly think we won't. I won't really. We won't find out until they get in the ring, man. Those guys, they make for a good fight. Very, very, very good fighters. And the thing is, over here in the States, a lot of people don't know about those guys, man. They don't know about them. Everybody just knows about the bigger names. But let me tell you, those 2 guys, that's a good fight. That is a good fight, man. So yeah, let me see. Wood versus Lara. Make sure I commented. I was walking. Hard seeing these comments when you're walking. Yeah, I think I got everybody on here. Y'all think AJ with Derek James is a good fit? You know, Eddie Hearn came out, I think yesterday he did an interview where he was saying something about Anthony Joshua getting in the ring with could be the replacement for Usyk because Tyson Fury and Usyk still can't resolve the money issue. Eddie Hearn actually went and he said, don't be surprised if Anthony Joshua goes straight into a fight with Usyk. I mean, with what's his name, Tyson Fury. Now we know Fast Eddie is good for talking trash. No worst fit possible. If Laura gets him out first, right? Absolutely. You, Letitia, you think Derek James is a bad fit for AJ? I think Derek James, Freddie Roach, or Robert McCracken is where Eddie James should have been. I think Eddie James. I sound real stupid right now, right? Anthony Joshua, to me, should have never left his original trainer. That's just my opinion. But since he left him, I think the guy for him is would have been Freddie Roach or Derek James. So I think he got the best trainer for him. Zoo gonna roll Harrison. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know what? You may be right. I was thinking Harrison was gonna go out there and outbox him and just make him look average, right? But I was watching the press conference. I don't like the fact Tony Harrison talking about, Zoo, I just want to hug you. Let's just be friends. Thank you for getting me a step closer to the fight I really want against Jamel. I think he's talking too much about Jamel. I think I don't like the way he's sounding. He's most of his conversation is about Jamel. And that's a problem. So I think he's gonna get in there with Zoo and he may get a wake-up call. Because Zoo is a pressure fighter and he's gonna come at him. And I don't know if Tony Harrison has the kind of pop to keep him off of him, but if he can box and stay disciplined, Harrison should win. But at the same time, Zoo's not a pushover. You know what I'm saying? He is far, far, far from a pushover, man. But yeah, Letitia, I'm surprised you feel that way. I like Derek James. I look at what he's done with his fighters. I think he's good medicine, man. I know some people don't feel that way, but I think Derek James is good medicine. I really do. Let me get out of this damn sun now. Let's see what we got. Zoo's pops, yeah, Costa Zoo's dad. His name's going to be forever etched in my memory because of what he did to damn Zab Judah, man. Absolutely crazy how he shut Judah down. Well, all right, man. I'm back to the crib. Anything else y'all want to talk about? I got another 10, 20 minutes. I'm not doing anything. I'm just hanging out here in the front yard right now. See if y'all got anything else. I'll give you 5 minutes, see if anybody else has anything to say. And if not, I'm going to jump off, man. I just want to tell you I appreciate the support. Appreciate y'all talking to me and conversating, man. Means a lot. I really enjoy it. Let me see. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything for the live chat. Okay. All right. I think that's it, man. Y'all keep cool. Appreciate the chat. Talk to y'all later, all right? Have a good day.